All right, we are live. We're back. Come on in. This is End Your Year Soft Part 2. Super excited about this conversation. So come on in, you guys. And when you come in, invite someone else to join us. Send this to 3 or 4 people that need to be a part of this soft life conversation. All right. Happy Thursday, everyone. We are almost at the end of the week. Next week, we have Christmas. Hey, good morning. Well, good afternoon now.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi, everyone. We're so excited to have you here.
How are you today? How's it been?
Good. It's been a really great last couple of days. It's just been everything that I expected.
Okay, well, that's
It's
good. We love
yeah,
to hear that.
yeah. Like normally the end season, like the end of the year season is sort of like a slow, season where everyone's like enjoying family, but it's been a really like busy, fun season. So I'm excited. Hi, Tashay.
Hi.
Hey, how are you,
Hey.
Tashay?
I'm good. How are you?
Good afternoon. We're going to
Mhm.
reset the room. People are coming in, super excited about that. But this is the CEO Chicks in Your Year Soft Instagram Live. This is part 2 because we did it last week and that was great. But now we're doing it again. And if you're not familiar with CEO Chicks is a place where you can come and you can build your business, you can build community, you can build your network, and just a place that we grow together as women in business. And so, welcome, everyone. Let's introduce ourselves. We'll start with you, Yesenia, and then we'll work our way up just so we can kind of give context to the conversation on, who we are, what we do, and how we're going to end our year soft.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Jacinia Cruz. I'm actually the member director for the CEO Chicks, such an amazing organization that really lift women up. I'm also a real estate agent. I've been in the industry for over 17 years. And again, just getting into the space of CEO Chicks has been a life changer for me. I would have to say, just being in the room with women that are like-minded, that not only are they going to grow, but they want to see you grow too. Like they want to push you to be better, right? And I think that that's the space that we all have to be in, especially how things are going in life, right? Like, I mean, because it's not only business part, but in faith. Like we truly lift each other up in faith and support each other. So I'm just really excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. We're excited to have you, and you've been amazing working with you so far. So, yay. Okay, Tasha, introduce yourself. It looks like you're at work. So, tell
I
us all
am.
about who you are, what you do, and then we'll go from there.
hmm Okay, cool. My name is Tasha. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I own a business downtown of Orlando where we focus on women and men's health, and we focus on weight loss, IV therapy, aesthetics, and all of that in between. So right now, during the daytime, I do work with a medical group called Central Florida Physician Medical Group during the daytime, and then I've been with CEO Chicks for 5+ years. Right now, I'm a health and wellness coach, and so, the thing with CEO Chicks is it's about family, it's about fellowship, and how we can uplift and bring up each other when it comes to small businesses, and even if it's just an idea, how can we help each other grow?
Awesome. I love that. And I love that you're into health and wellness because that kind of goes into our conversation today about like ending your year soft. So, what does that look like for you ladies? Busy, women working your businesses, families, right? Responsibilities. What does ending your year soft look like for you? We can start with you, Tasha.
So ending my year soft means learning how to set boundaries. What does that look like, right? The to know that no can be a start and the ending of a sentence. Okay, so when the thought of being soft is, to be compatible with everybody, to say yes to everything because you don't want to seem aggressive, you don't want to seem too assertive, and with that, you can overextend yourself. And so it's for me, this past year was reclaiming my identity about who I truly am on the inside and how I can exude that on the outside so people can know the true version of myself. And with that being said, it's time to boss up. It's time to do the 2026, starting off with a bang. Because, not to say you ending the soft era, but you're refining it a little bit, realigning what that looks like for you and to not go along with the status quo or what we think social media and the outside world think of what that soft looks like for you.
Yeah, that's good. I like that refining
Hmm.
what your soft looks like. I love that. What about you, Yesenia?
I think for me, it's truly rest. And I think a lot of people associate rest with not being busy, right? Associate rest with just not moving. But I think for me, it's been a lot of rest in the Lord season for me, where, we all have all these abilities and all these talents that we've been, blessed with, gifted with. And most of the times we feel like everything that we do is through those gifts and talents that we have. And we stop resting on the true person, right? Like the true God that can help us, rest in Him, trust in Him, so that everything else can flourish. And I think that that's my soft ending this year, where normally where I'll be like frustrated or trying to figure things out, I'm just resting and knowing that, once I am consistent and I keep a steady flow at work, that things will, fall into place. But, most of the time, like I said, we're just trying to do our own thing at our own beat. And it's kind of figuring out what really is our season. Is this a season of slowness? Is this a season of rest? Is this a season of boundaries, like how Tashay said, right? It's kind of figuring out what that season is for you, so that 2026 or the years after can be a lot better, and more so just for you to have intention and
Yeah.
purpose for the following year.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm wondering, like, for the people who are taking notes, what are some practical things that you guys are doing to keep yourself, soft while you're still, trying to brainstorm and plan and strategize and build for 2026? What are some practical things? Like for me, for example, going on a walk. I might be walking, but I might still be working while I'm walking, right, on my device, but I'm taking in nature and the air and just kind of like resting in that while still working. But what does that look like for you guys practically? Someone said journaling in the comments. That's good.
It's so funny because I just started journaling. I mean, it's actually gratitude journaling, just like she said. It's kind
Mm,
of like I wake up every morning now, and before I get off the bed, I'm just like grateful. I journal what I'm grateful for that day, because I think that when you walk in a spirit of gratefulness, like everything else, like, just comes. So I am actually, yeah, just in that gratitude journaling as well.
I love that.
So when it comes to journaling for me, I do the vocal, the where you can talk into your phone to record as
Mhm.
far as journaling, because a lot of times I'm getting up and it's fresh in my mind. And a lot of times that's where you get the most clarity is first thing in the morning, where you read the word, you pray, and then a lot of times that's when your mind and your heart is open to hear what the Holy Spirit is telling you.
Mhm.
And so with that being said, sometimes my thoughts can't catch up with how fast I write. So I do the voice memo on my phone so that I can remember everything that I'm downloading and that I'm feeling in that moment.
I love
And
that.
then you
That's
can
really
take you can
good.
take the voice memo and put it into the notes, and the notes can write that out for you, and you can upload and have it printed out and everything.
I love that. That's making our lives easier while still being, grounded. I love that. Okay, so a question that I have: what boundaries or non negotiables have you put in place at the end of the year to protect your energy? So, like, what boundaries have you guys had to set? Because, some people get nervous about setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Oh, I can go, I guess. Well,
Go
my boundary setting. She's in the DON office. Oh, Brittany's not here. She's in the DON office. My boundary setting is letting people know what respect for me looks like. So, and you can do it respectfully and professionally and with a warm, fuzzy feeling, right? So, I used to just be like, well, I'm not going to go down to their level, or, I'm not going to meet them where they are. And I'm just going to just be not complacent, but way too understanding. And now I let them know, hey, you know what? That what you did was not okay. That what you said was not okay. And then, but maybe you were coming from displaced. A lot of times people are not malicious. They just have always may have communicated with you that way, may have treated you that way, and you have allowed that behavior to happen. And so now that I'm understanding that I am not that person,
Mhm.
I am letting them know that, hey, that's not cool, but yet I can understand where you're coming from. But in the future, this is the way we're going.
Yeah, setting your boundaries is so good for your nervous system. It's like, ooh, it's like it protects you in a way. And so I love that because I think that it's important that we all know what our boundaries are and be, really clear and, setting those boundaries. So what about you, Yesenia?
I think with boundaries too, like it's so important for you to learn communication, right? Like learn to communicate with people, even if it's hard to speak to people about it. And when I say communicate, it's just like if you're you should be able to say no. You should be able to express yourself. And if there's something that someone said or that someone did or that this person is just too toxic to be around, you should be okay to say, this is not the space that I want to be in anymore. So it's just learning to communicate. Also, I've been a real big person about like not working on Sundays, right? Like, and they say real estate agents work 24/7. Yes, we do. But I've learned to just have those boundaries. Like at the end of the day, I want my children to know that can remember how we spent time together, like the time that I put for that the attention that I gave them. And I had this one conversation with my daughter one time, and every time she would speak to me, like I would be so busy on my phone, like, okay, just give me a minute, right? Because I'm responding to a client, because I had this need that I needed to respond within seconds. Like I just couldn't leave the phone alone because it was part of my job, until I had to sit with the, okay, wait a minute. My daughter's like, okay, I guess I can't speak to you, right? Because you're always busy or you're always doing something. So forget it. I'm not going to finish like what I was telling you. And I had to do a hard stop and say, you know what? It's not worth, of course you want to be there for your clients, of course, but there are boundaries that you have to put for your time and for your family. And I think that people should be able to respect that, right? Because we all have to respect each other's space, each other's time. And if they're not willing to respect that, maybe on a Sunday you're not going to work because that's like your, church and family day, then that's probably not the clients that you need to work with, right? Like it's just, again, having the boundaries to say stop, to say no, and, to just have that time for your family.
I love that. And I think if you're someone that works with clients, like just setting the expectation up front with not responding right away, because then that's what they're going to expect from you. And so having like a system and a rhythm of what that looks like and setting the expectation up front, like, hey, just so you know, you can reach out to me on a Sunday, but you might not hear from me till Monday because I take a day for rest with my family. People who are people understand people.
Yeah.
And so I love that. So, what would you say to somebody that feels guilty about slowing down because they have such big goals and such big dreams? They're like, I don't have time to waste. What would you say to someone like that?
I mean, I would personally say there's no guilt or shame in that. Actually, in the rest is where you get clarity, right?
Mm,
In that silent moment, it's kind of find it that time during the day, even if you take 20 minutes and you just sit aside and you quiet your mind, right? Like, and you just listen, you're going to receive that clarity that you actually need. So when
mm,
you're on the go and you're on a rush, right? Like you're trying to, let's say you have a plan, like, okay, Lord, what do I do from here, right? I want to open up this business and I don't know how to move forward. In the rush, you're not going to get clear
chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be in chaos. So you're not going to get the instructions that you need, the clear instructions that you need. But in the quiet, in the
Mhm.
rest, you're gonna get that clarity. So it's just learning that there's no guilt in stopping. You have to stop in order to move forward and push yourself 10 feet farther.
So Tashay, like if someone, I hear what you're saying. I love all of it. But what about the people who are like, I have momentum. Like I don't want to slow down. I have all this momentum. What would you say about that?
In relation to the momentum, as you said, slowing down only gives you clarity to the point of you don't want to go too fast or you don't want to do too much because you're very excited, right? So, like for me, for example, being in the medical field, I can do so much, and in the beginning, I was wanting to do everything. And so, even for 2026, I'm still revamping what it is that I want to do as far as my medical business go, because I still feel like I have some lingering things that needs to be pruning, so that my main focus is just this one thing, and everything else falls under it. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't align with my sole purpose. So a lot of times we go so fast, and people don't really know what you are and what you do. So you have to take a step back sometimes and say, wait a minute, I love the momentum, but am I going in the right direction? If so, do I need to add anything or do I need to take anything away? So slowing down doesn't mean that you lose momentum. Slowing down means that you are, again,
Oh, you broke up a little bit at the end. You
so
still with
again,
us?
yes, I'm still here.
Okay. Okay.
So momentum is just taking your time and looking at everything from a full view perspective, not a narrow funnel scope, but looking at the whole picture. Because you can be in it so much and to the point where you don't even know whether you're coming or going. And then that's how you can overexalt yourself.
Yeah, I love what you said about that. Like just slowing down and getting the clarity that you need to propel and to launch forward to go even further. And so in 2026, we're going far. We're going far.
Mhm.
And so super excited about that. Colleen is in the chat. Hey, Coach Colleen. Um, Drop your questions, you guys. If you guys have questions, you guys can ask us questions. If you have questions around strategy or, how to slow down but still pace yourself. We'd love to answer those questions. Someone said we all need a day of rest. That is true. He rested on the seventh day. Find your seventh day and rest. Okay. It's so needed. I think that for me, that's what I'm learning. Like, it's okay to take a nap sometimes. Like, if you're a little overwhelmed, breathe. And sometimes that breathing and that meditation will turn into a nap for me. And then I wake up feeling much better and just ready to like continue my day. And so I love that. One more question for you guys. What is one habit or system that you guys are going to intentionally put in place for 2026 to ensure that you're not becoming hard? Does that make sense? Like something that's going to help you remain soft all year 2026.
I mean, at least one of the steps that I've taken is that I actually joined a retreat for the year that's going to really be focused on resting, on being silent so that you can hear from the Lord, so that you can, hear what the expectations, because I went there, like it's this lake house here in Orlando, and I went there probably about a weekend ago. And I remember I carried bags. I had like a bag full of like books, my Bible, my journal. I had another bag with my laptop, and then I had my purse. And when I get there, the host says, "Hey, I saw you brought so many bags. But what if the Lord just wants you to be still so that he can speak
Mm.
to you and so that he can bring you clarity?" And I was like,
Mm.
oh my God. And I spent 7 hours in silence. But when I tell you that I came out with pages of things that the Lord wanted to pour into me so that I can pour into others, was amazing. So the step that I'm taking is learning to be still, learning to trust without losing momentum and without not being productive, but here it is again, when you surround yourself with women like the CEO chicks, it helps you, right? Because it broadens like your knowledge and everything that you need to do to step into what you've been called to.
Wow, we should do a retreat like that. Colleen, if you're still here. I love that. So you just sat in silence for 7 hours, like just in the room?
Literally 7 hours. But I've never felt a presence the way that I did. It was a quiet, powerful moment. So I'm
That's
looking forward to
beautiful.
learning more about that.
I love that so much. What about you, Tasha? Like, what does that look like? What systems or, tools will you be putting in place to stay soft?
For me, towards the end of the year, I had to create a routine for myself in the morning, and that is to get up early enough, let's say 6:30, take 15, 30 minutes to read the word, understand what it is I'm reading and how it can be applied to my everyday life. Then make my bed, then do a prayer around the room, and then I get ready for work. So that helps whatever loud noise that I could wake up thinking about. It kind of pushes that away and makes it silent. In addition to that, sometimes you go to sleep with so much thought process in your mind to where you still wake up feeling troubled. And resetting yourself was essential for me so that I don't go haywire. And we can always cause ourselves self doubt when it comes to wanting your business to be so successful so badly. And so when you go to bed frustrated, you try not to do that. So you need to set up a routine for that as well. And then let's say you wake up feeling that same way. Now you're putting yourself in a negative circle to where even if you wanted your business to be successful, you can't because you don't have that clarity of thinking, of a mindset to put things in place or maybe take things away, or maybe you need to go trim your personnel that's not benefiting you. All of that is important in order for your business to be successful. So once I started doing that, it definitely helped again with my realignment, my refinement, my pruning, everything I've been saying for the past month or so. It has helped me become a better person inside.
I love that. Routine is so important. So important. Question from the chat. How does soft life affect your leadership style? That's a good question.
That's a very good question. I mean, I would say like I would just really say it depends on like at least for me in the season that I'm in again. In this in I feel that if I slow down, I will get clarity to push myself 20 steps further. So resting is what's going to give me the clarity to and it'll affect my leadership in that I'll become a better leader because I'll be able to learn more, I'll be able to rest. And again, rest does not mean being lazy. Rest does not mean stopping. Rest
Mhm.
just means like sorry.
Okay, you're here. We still have you.
Yeah, so that's what I meant. Like, yeah, soft. Like Colleen said, soft doesn't mean slow. It really doesn't. Soft just means just know where you're going to put your time in, where you're going to put your energy in, and just learn to be a better leader.
Yeah. For me, like soft, when I hear soft, I hear grace, patience, kindness, routine. I hear clarity. So, like, that's what soft looks like to me. It's focus, but, you know, like not without distractions. Like there might be distractions, but you're not focused on it, right? Because you're soft. You're not trying to be in all the things. She said it means censored, poised, grace, fruit of the spirit. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. All the good things. Love that.
Yes.
What about you? How does it affect your leadership style?
So I had to go through a lot of healing this past couple of years, and this year I feel like it has heightened to where I now can take it in and apply it to my everyday routine. And even yesterday, when I was talking to a patient who happens to be a lawyer, so just imagine talking to a lawyer who is fast paced as well, a very intense, high energy type of job. And when we were done with the consultation, I gave her a hug, and she was like, "Your spirit is so soft, it's so laid back and
Mm,
comfortable." I would love come to, I would love to come here and continue to get treatment. A lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you feel on the inside. It exudes out, and people can feel that energy. People can feel when you're being impatient and when you're feeling rushed, or you feel angry, or when you're frustrated. So when you come with that type of appeal, then people are drawn to that.
I love that. That's so good. You said it's the way that you feel on the inside that's being reflected on the out. That's deep. That's good.
Hmm.
That's good. That's why we have to be the light, carry his light. And
Right.
when we interact with
Hmm.
people, that's what they feel. They feel that warm love. And so I think that's awesome. You literally had someone tell you that you were soft, and today we're having this
Yes.
conversation about ending your
Right.
year
Right.
soft.
Right.
So I love
Yes.
that. Oh man, this
Hmm.
has been really, really good. Any more questions in the chat? Any more questions? I love this so much. I think that the softer we are, the more successful we can be and enjoy the success. Because I feel like sometimes when you're hard and you're successful, you're not really present and you can't really enjoy it at whatever season you're in, whether you're a solo entrepreneur or someone that's like CEO of some big corporation. You have to learn how to rest and how to be present and grateful. That way you can really, flourish in the season that you're in. So, love all of this so much. But thank you guys for tuning in. This has been like a little lunch session where we can just kind of get together and chit chat. I love this a lot. You guys have to plug in with CEO Chicks. This is who we are, very diverse,
Yes.
women in all different backgrounds and walks of life, all different
Hmm.
seasons. And it's just been great being connected. We do master classes, pop ups, we have merch. Our coach has a great book about branding. And so you guys definitely want to follow us. If you're not following us, share this with someone who needs to hear it. It's been great talking to you guys. Any last words on, ending your year soft?
I would more say, honestly, like, and it's been my tune for the whole conversation or our whole chat. It's just truly rest and don't feel guilty about it.
Awesome. Thank you. What about you, Tashay? What's your
And
last parting words?
my last parting words is a lot of reflection. A lot of times, you do things because and you're in a rush. And we stuff because for what things, stuff like that transaction was it meaningful? Is it something that you can reproduce? Was it something that you even like, whether it was a conversation or a financial transaction? It's one self reflection so that you will again can, as I've been saying this whole time, refine yourself and know whether or not if what you're doing is being very intentional or are you being transactional.
Love that. Listen, you guys, end your year soft. Instagram Live Part 2. It's a wrap. You guys, this was great. Thank you guys for making me feel a little bit more softer. I hope you guys do too in the chat. I think these were like just really good gems. I would watch it back, take notes. This has all been so good. And I hope you guys have a great Christmas next week.
Thank
Hope
you.
everyone has an amazing Christmas.
Bye.
And have a good
Bye.
weekend. Bye.